There are all different kinds of thoughts that someone could have been having. The only person that would know that is her.
A tragedy in Massachusetts, as prosecutors say a mother killed her three young children before attempting her own suicide.
And she wasn't the first and she won't be the last.
On January 24th, 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan were found with obvious signs of trauma in their Duxbury home. Cora and Dawson were pronounced dead at the hospital, and Callan died 3 days later. While a cause of death has not officially been determined, the district attorney's office says, quote, "It appears the children were strangled." Their mother, 32-year-old Lindsey Clancy, attempted suicide by jumping out of a second-story window. She now faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of strangulation or suffocation. Forensic psychologist Dr. Delatorre says Clancy was likely suffering from postpartum depression or the more severe postpartum psychosis.
If she's experiencing psychosis, it's psychosis. It doesn't generally matter when it started or how it started. This is psychosis. Did she actually know right from wrong at the time of the offense? I don't know. It's certainly possible. It's certainly worth, at least evaluating. Were these individuals, whoever commits these kinds of crimes, and again, she wasn't the first, and she won't be the last.
Dr. Delatorre says 1 in 5 women experience postpartum depression after giving birth. The more rare diagnosis of postpartum psychosis could mean more intense symptoms.
Believing things that aren't true, seeing things that aren't there, hearing things that aren't there, all of these kinds of things, again, they tax the individual's ability to cope.
Dr. Delatorre says there are a range of beliefs Clancy could have had to justify her actions.
She could absolutely be thinking that they can't live without me, so then they must come with me. She could have been having suicidal ideation. Then the idea of leaving her kids without their mother would have been too traumatizing for her. So essentially, she takes them out first. There could be that she thought that there were demons inside of them, that she was performing a behavior that would alleviate that kind of issue. There are all different kinds of thoughts that someone could have been having. The only person that would know that is her.
In a statement on his family's GoFundMe page, Patrick Clancy wrote about his wife, saying, quote, "I want to ask all of you that you find it deep within yourselves to forgive Lindsey as I have. The real Lindsey was generously loving and caring towards everyone. Me, our kids, family, friends, and her patients." Dr. Delatorre says Patrick Clancy likely saw some warning signs in his wife before their children were killed.
I don't know if it's possible that he didn't see. Maybe he didn't recognize that they were more intense than they had been previously.
It's possible that he too could be charged in the case.
Should the father be held responsible for it? I mean, that's placing a lot of emphasis on someone else being a mind reader. Essentially, if she's hiding stuff from him, how is he going to know that she's suffering? So I don't know. It really is up to the district attorney and how they want to proceed with this, but it's certainly possible.
As for Lindsey Clancy's charges, Dr. Delatorre says an insanity defense could be the best option. He says the first steps in her defense would be determining whether psychosis existed.
What was really going on at the time of the alleged offense inside the person's mind? What emotional state what were they in? Were they actually experiencing these kinds of things? And how were they experiencing? It's certainly possible that malingering, that someone is feigning these kinds of symptoms in order to escape, responsibility. That exists as well.
Right now, Lindsey Clancy is being held in a Boston hospital. She's expected to be arraigned after she is released. Reporting for Law&Crime Network, I'm Gillespie.